Hey coaches, Thomas here from MyCoach Ai, and a quick how-to video today on something specific with programs that you're very likely going to run into, which is linked versus unlinked program days. Now, it is actually there to make our lives a lot easier, and it makes a lot of sense in the big context of how programs work, as you will see in a second. But if you just encounter them while working with programs, you may be confused on what exactly it means. So this video is to prevent that. It's quite easy to work with them. But once again, linked and unlinked program days. I'm going to go straight into an example just to show you exactly how this works. And again, it's quite straightforward, but here's the main things you need to understand. Initially, when you go to assign a program, so I'm just going to assign any program right now to this client who does not have any yet. It's going to start next Monday on the 12th, and I'm just going to take this template that I've built here. Now that I've done this, there are no unlinked program days. There's only one type of program day here, which is linked. And we can see that because all of these items here for those days once the program starts has these little bubbles indicating what program the item there is linked to, right? All it means of a day being linked, which is the default, means that if you update that program day, that will also update this client's day. Right? Let's take this one. It's the first day of that program that we just assigned. So even though it's the 12th of January here, is going to be day number 1 of the program template we have built. If I go back into this template and go ahead and edit it, any change that I make, let's say for that first day, I replace the workout with something else, it will immediately reflect on this client schedule as well, because this program day is linked, right? The keyword linked. And you see it once again based on these little bubbles here indicating that. And you will see that all of those program days in the future of the program we just assigned are absolutely linked. And now we are ready to introduce the second option, which is unlinked program days, right? So the opposite. Again, these linked days update live whenever they're updated on the template with any client that they're assigned to. I'll get back to that. But now, for the second option, let's say I make any adjustment whatsoever to any of these linked program days. Okay, that can be that I add a certain item to it, like an additional workout. It can be that I go into this exercise right here, this workout, and make any quick adjustment. It can be that I am removing any items from the schedule. Any adjustment that I make, that will unlink the program day. And you immediately saw it happen, right? When I made an adjustment here and added something else, you saw at the top here, this item appearing, and those blue dots that were there before indicating it was linked to the program were suddenly no more there, right? This is what an unlinked day looks like. No item dots to connect to the program they were originally from, and this unlinked icon at the very top. All this means, of course, is that now this is a custom day and it is no longer linked to the original program. Meaning, in the example that I gave before of updating the program and it reflecting on the client's schedule, now for that day it won't, right? Notice how still that first day of the program is still linked, right? One day can be linked and another can be unlinked. That's how it works. So if this first day here is still linked, then the second day still looks linked as well, the third too, but the fourth day of the program does not. Right? So if we go into that program editor, I make any adjustments to this day, it updates for this client. This day or this day, same thing. But now if I make an adjustment to Thursday the 4th here, and let's say I add a separate other exercise to it, just like that, what we now find is that those initial days, of course, remain unchanged, but this one right here, the 4th day, did not change because it was unlinked, right? Very, very important to understand that. And this is what allows you to work with it in multiple ways, right? If you want, you can absolutely just use a program as is, assign it to many people or one person at the same time, keep everything linked, and now you can update the program as you go and have that change for everyone else who is on it. Right? Which is super, super convenient in a lot of cases, especially challenges or group coaching or, some more set templates for your coaching. While these unlinked days is just using these programs as a template, right? So what you're doing is you have the program that you built, you assign it as a template, but now you can make any adjustment for the client individually, of course, disconnecting the days, but you don't need to keep them connected because you're simply using these programs as templates to then adjust for that client specifically. So that's the two options you have, and you can do it per day as well. Now keep in mind, if you ever accidentally make a change, right? If I accidentally remove this and now the whole day is disconnected, I can absolutely fix that. I just go to that item at the top that shows me that the day is unlinked, click on it, and I can now undo any changes that I made to that day to make it equal again to the original program day and resync it. So now it will be updating again with the original program. Okay, so you can always do that. That's super easy. But that is pretty much what linked and unlinked means. It simply decides whether it updates if that day specifically is updated on the program, or whether it's now just completely separate. A day that you edited is custom for that client and does no longer update with the template. It depends on what type of coaching you do. If you're a bit more one-on-one, if you do group style coaching, and both of these things can be extremely useful. I just don't want you to get confused when these items pop up or these action dots disappear, what exactly a disconnected or connected day looks like. And that's pretty much how it works. We have a lot more videos on program building and some of the other techniques that you can use. It's really extensive, so go check those out. But this is important to know when you're working with programs and client schedules. So I hope that was helpful. I'll see you next video.